Hi, this is a video on how to better practice songs for a coming jazz karaoke jam by downloading a song's Band in a Box file and using Band in a Box to practice that song. So the first thing to do is to go to the jam schedule. There are 3 different locations and each has a jam schedule. You can find the 3 links in the participation section of the website manual. So far, members have only been interested in the restaurant jam schedule. If I have not put a link to the restaurant jam schedule at the top of the email, you can always find this link in the first entry in this quick start guide, which is in the website manual. This is the link you would click on right here. So I'll click that now. Okay, I'm going to start out by going over the personal settings quickly before I get into the songs. I'm going to use Keith, the drummer in our group, as an example. You can see his name here under member name initials. You can see he plays drums, and he might want to schedule a jam, initiate a jam, by clicking on the calendar button and going down here and selecting some of the dates I'm available. And you can see it puts them in there. I'm going to turn off the pop-up help, and then he would close the calendar. He may want to enter a message saying I'll play in all songs if someone's already initiated a jam, or he might want to put in a message here saying I'll jam in all songs if a bass player joins in. Or he could even go down to the schedule and initiate some songs himself, assuming I'm already playing melody. So he has to know someone's going to be able to do that. Okay, so once he's done that, he would click the send email button to send the email off to me, and I would pick a date from the dates he selected, and away we go. Okay, in regards to joining in on a song, he might decide he wants to practice this song, this Masquerade. That's the example I'm going to use. So he would click on it to download the file, assuming he has Band in a Box, and he would be practicing it at speed 95. It could be a different speed if someone filled out this field and decided on a slower speed, for example. He doesn't have to worry about the fake book, so he doesn't have to click on that. And that's it for this part. Okay, here's the downloaded directory where it downloaded the song. I'll double click on that. Okay, the first thing I'll point out is the chords of the song. These should match the fake book. The next thing to point out is the instruments. There's 7 tracks, and the bottom track I always assign to guitar, which is good for a click track because there's quite a few of them that play directly on the beat. Now, the top 4 I typically like to see bass, piano, drums, and guitar. I don't always use the click track. This I usually it has the melody, not always, but most times. Normally this track's empty. Sometimes I might put piano in there for another click track. Okay, if Keith wanted to simulate the click track I'd be likely playing, I'm going to use a prior recording as an example to show you how you would set it up. Okay, Jay was playing on bass, so he would take that out. John was not playing his piano because he stepped out on this song, so he'd leave the organ in there. He would take out drums because he's playing, and he'd take out what I would be playing, which is guitar, and also I'd be doing melody, and this is the track for melody. He would leave the click track guitar in because this is, like I said earlier, a guitar track which plays mostly on the beat and also provides the chords. Okay, if he wanted to simulate use Band in a Box to simulate the other players, he'd put bass in, he'd leave himself off because he's practicing, and he'd put the melody back in. Now with the melody, he could choose this option up here under melody, click that and choose mute melody during middle choruses. What that means is during the solo choruses, the melody is muted out and it plays during the first and last chorus. Okay, you'll notice the melody track is yellow. That's because you can only write melody in MIDI, and MIDI is represented by yellow. The real tracks, which are recordings of real instruments, are always in green. Now if you buy a version of Band in a Box which is if you have a version of BanditBox which is older than mine, and you download the file from my version, it might, if you don't have some of the real tracks I have, it may convert some of these real tracks to yellow MIDI tracks. One other thing I want to mention about MIDI versus real tracks is I used BanditBox, the basic version, which is $129 for about 6 years, which had mostly MIDI tracks and a few real tracks. And I sort of got used to the MIDI tracks. I find them, I actually like them, I just find them different. Okay, another way to practice is the way I practice for a jam. What I do is I simulate exactly what I'm going to be doing during the song, during the melody, and during all the solos, and during the melody coming back in. So to show you that, I'm going to go back to the jam schedule. I'm going to go to the song initiator column and the instrument after it. Okay, so the song initiator is a person playing the melody. That's their instrument, and the -S indicates they're also going to be doing a solo. You'll also see -S in the rhythm section info a lot of times. Okay, so the person doing the melody always does the first solo. Now, what I'm about to describe is explained in the email I send around for the jam procedures. Okay, so the person doing the melody is the person who does the first solo. If drums is doing a solo, they're last. If bass is doing a solo, they're second last. Any other instruments shown in here which are doing solos, we sequence the solos in the order that they show in the rhythm section info. Now, I'll go back to BanditBox. In this example, I was the only one doing a solo, so the choruses would be set to 3, and I've already got it set. If there happened to be more people and we were doing, let's say, 3 solos, plus the melody, I'd have to set that to 3 plus 2 more to make it 5. Now when you change that, you should always answer yes to these 2 pop-ups. Okay, in some songs, which are shorter, we want to get enough we want to get 32 or more bars of solos so that it's not so short, right? So if you multiply the number of bars in the song, or the section of the song that's used for solos, if you multiply that by 2, and it's 32 or more, then that's the number of solos we'll use per person. If it's a small 12-bar blues, and you multiply that by 2, it doesn't come up to 32, so we multiply it by 3 to get our 32 bars or more per person for soloing. This next item I don't think you really have to worry about, but I'm going to show it to you just in case. Okay, if I click Options, Preferences, and I go down to this checkbox, Pause Play Until MIDI or Key Received, I have it checked because I have to have it checked for the jams. I won't get into the details. For you, it'll be I think the default if you buy BanditBox is unchecked, which means when you press play, your song will start right away. But because mine's checked, it doesn't start. It gives me the pop-up saying I have to hit a key. In my case, I typically hit the space bar. That's what I've chosen. Okay, the thing I want to show you is if you do happen to check that checkbox and you run it the way I do, you can't change this and then just hit the space bar. If you change the choruses, the number of repeats, you have to press play again to have it recalculate the tracks, the real tracks. Okay, the next thing I want to show you is how the song moves through the bars. Okay, this one has a 4-bar intro, and then the chorus starts from here where this first repeat is and ends there, and you can see it says 3 times, which corresponds with the 3 choruses here. If you change this to 5, and you let me do that. Change that to 5, press enter, press play. Because I've got it checked, it's going to stop and wait for a key. I'll press the enter key. That's okay, so as you notice while it's playing, it highlights each bar, and this changed to 5. Okay, so, and it would repeat this section in here 5 times. Now the other thing I've done in most of the songs is I generate a 2-bar ending. I check the generate 2-bar ending for this song, and I usually have it start the ending 2 bars early. So what that means is, in this case I've changed it to 5 choruses. On the last chorus it'll come down and play this bar, play that bar, it'll skip the last 2 and jump to here and play a special ending. Okay, there's one special band-in-a-box format I have to show you. It's called Melody Outside Chorus. I have a short form for it, MOC, at the end of the file name. So this is Stolen Moments, our code, and then MOC. Now in these songs, and we got 3 of them, as far as I can remember, there's a special section in the middle for the solos. And you can see how it starts here with the repeat, and the repeat, it's 9 times, which matches the chorus. So the chorus is set for the solos. The introduction at the beginning is where I put the melody, and what they call the tag ending at the end is the repeat of the melody, the final melody, and sometimes the melodies are a bit different. Okay, now the strange thing about this is, I think it's basically a bug in band-in-a-box, there has to be 2 or more times through this special chorus section. If it's only one time, it gets mixed up. So if it's one time, I name at the end, I call it one solo, the number 1 followed by solo, or 1 solos, I can't remember. And but I'm not going to get into that too much. In that case, the chorus would actually be not even there. I think it's set to, forget, 1 or 0. I think it's actually 1. No, it's set to 0. But so it's an even more special structure. We may not hit any of those. I wouldn't worry about it. So that's it. Okay, I'm going to go over a couple other options that you might want to learn. Okay, we talked about play. The next one to it is generate and play. What that means is regenerate your your real tracks, and then start playing. The next one is loop. The top item, which you can get at quickly with F10, is play and loop highlighted region. So what you would do there is highlight a bar, and then press shift and right arrow to highlight whatever you want, and then either press F10 or go in and press the top item, click on the top item, and it'll start looping that over and over again. I use that for if I'm having trouble with part of a song. You can click play from bar. You go to let's say chorus number 5, bar 21. You click OK, and it'll start playing from there. Or you can go down and you can click on a particular bar, and it'll start playing. So I'm going to do it here, and it'll finish off, and you can see the jump at the end. I have to press spacebar or whatever to get it going. Okay, that jump at the end was, once again, you go into song settings, ending options, generate 2-bar ending for this song, start the ending 2 bars early. That was a demo of that. Okay, next to that, you've got stop, you've got pause, straightforward, both of them. Record MIDI, you skip that. Record audio, I have done that quite a long time ago. I plugged my guitar directly into the computer, into the mic input, I think, and recorded directly onto one of these tracks, maybe an empty track. I don't remember how you select that. If you want to do a lot of that, where you're recording a lot of tracks, you should use their Real Band product, or whatever. That's what I use. Okay, so after that, there's over on the mixer, you can solo a track if you want to hear only that track. You can adjust the volumes, of course. You can pan, and you can adjust the reverb, and you have master volumes. You can also mute all tracks, so it just does the count in. That's what I use for the band-in-a-box game, is that one. And that's it for the video.